Hey guys, Fox here. It's coming up on the end of the year. Happy holidays to all you guys who do anything or whatever. This is a cool little reef I got from ThinkGeek. It was on sale for like $10. I thought it was pretty awesome. But it's that time of year where I like to usually talk about my favorite games. In years past, I usually did like a top 5 or top 10 or something of my favorite games of the year. I think I want to do it differently this year. I really don't want to just quantify things. Same thing. I'm going to more or less do it a little differently here. Don't mind me, I'm plugging in my camera here. Is I'm going to go through all the games that I've played through this year, or almost entirely played through, and tell you whether I think it's a game you really must play, a game that you might want to play, depending on your tastes in games, or if it's shit and you should just skip it. So I thought that would be a fun new way to look at it. I didn't play nearly as many games this year as I thought. I think I just spent a lot of time on certain games, a lot of games that were very lengthy, almost 80, 90 hours. Some were over 100 hours I put into some of these games, so some I didn't beat. I'll tell you why and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and get on with it. I don't want this video to be too long. We're going to start off with a game on the Vita, and that's Conception 2. So I played this earlier in the year, and I maybe got halfway through the game. It was okay. I really didn't think it was great. I liked the artwork. I liked the characters. I thought it was weird that you... A lot of sexual innuendos in this game where you were mating with your classmates to make ultimate soldiers and stuff like that. It was kind of interesting, and I think this really takes a certain... this appeals to a certain niche type of gamers. So some might like it, some might not, and I generally, for me, I would have to say this is something that you could skip. Next up, I played some Xenoblade Chronicles 3D on the 3DS. Now, usually on these lists, I only put games that I have never beaten or, my first time playing it. But I felt I could throw this on here just because it's an interesting port from the Wii. Overall, this game is great. The visuals aren't nearly as good as the Wii. That's kind of odd to say. But... I don't know, that little nub thing on the new 3DS, it's not as good as, say, having a second analog. Or maybe a second thumb pad, So, it took a lot of getting used to using that nub to pan the camera around and stuff like that. But other than that, it was fairly decent. It's very playable. I'd still prefer the Wii version, though. So, I'm going to put this in the maybe pile. You should play it if you want to. If you don't have access to the Wii version, this is probably a cheaper version to go through, and it's portable. So if you really want to play a portable version, this is the one for you. Up next, I know this came out last year, but I finished it this year, and that's Persona Q: Shadow of the Labyrinth. I love this game. It was a lot of fun. I played a lot of the other Etrian games before, but I just really couldn't get into them. But Atlas adding the Persona characters to it and a great storyline and good voice acting and to it, an Etrian style game, really made me appreciate the Etrian games a lot more than I used to. So I love this game. I thought it was a ton of fun. It is rather lengthy. I think I finally finished at 85 hours, but really enjoyable. It's definitely worth the investment. So yeah, because of this, I think I'm going to be going back and playing through at least the Etrian Untold games on the 3DS. So I'm going to put this one as you play it. It's worth it. Play it. Up next, I moved directly onto another Atlas RPG on the 3DS, and that was Devil Survivor 2 Record Breaker. I fucking love this game. This was really good. I loved all the character development. That's just key to any SMT game. They develop their characters so well. Strategy RPGs, I love them. A lot of fun. This one does it very well. I like the added of the all the demons and stuff like that. It's just too much fun. Great story. Absolutely loved it. This is another fairly lengthy game as well. I think I put probably just over 60 hours into it. But definitely, guys, if you want to play the Devil Survivor games, I would say this is the best of the batch to play. So that's going as a must-play. Up next, these aren't in any particular order also, by the way. I just threw them all together. Is a relatively new game. I haven't played through maybe a quarter of this. I plan on playing a lot more before the year's end, but sorry, let me adjust here. I'm confident with what I've played to say that this game is already fantastic. Even if the ending ended up being shit, I would still say this game is fucking fantastic. I love it. It's just a fantastic... Can I say fantastic anymore? Fuck. It's really, really good, guys. I love the strategy RPG elements, and then the story is just amazing. The way it's told between all the characters. The music is I was going to say fucking fantastic. What's my problem? The music's fucking good. It's very colorful. It's a beautiful game. I would highly suggest that you guys jump on this, because I have a feeling Atlas is probably going to do a single print run of this, and it's going to skyrocket in value because people are going to want it. The game is really damn good. I mean, this I'm going to put in a must play, even though I haven't beaten it yet. A lot of confidence in this one. Alright, I think this is the last portable game for the 3DS, and it's Yokai Watch. I had a lot of big hopes for this game. Big fan of most of the level 5 titles. Like the artwork, they're very colorful, fun, very Pokemon-like, but the battles are different. I think it will appeal to a certain group of folks. It's more like you're a battle manager, less than you are taking full control of your yokai, is what these things are called, little spirit monster things. And to me, it's okay, but I like having full control over my characters personally, so it kind of spoiled the game a little bit for me. I didn't even beat this game, as I dropped it because I was bored. I mean, the story is definitely stronger than any Pokemon game, but I don't know, I just could not get into it as much as I want. So I'm going to say this is a maybe game. It might appeal to some, and probably won't appeal to a lot, so... I don't know why this is in here, because I've beaten this before, but I did play through Fallout 3 again in preparation for Fallout 4 this summer. The game's fantastic, you already all know that. Now, Wolfenstein, The Old Blood. We got the physical copy version here. I was excited that Bethesda was going to release this game as a standalone physical release for $20. So, made me happy. It is a DLC to Wolfenstein The New Order, which was a great game that came out last year, so they released this one physical this summer. A lot of fun. Not quite as good as The New Order, but still a very solid story-based first-person shooter. Very, very well done. Machine Games is an up-and-coming developer that I really approve of what they've done with the Wolfenstein series. I don't know if this will appeal to everybody. For me, I think this is a maybe game. I enjoyed it a lot, but it was just missing something that the New Order had. This one just doesn't, and I really can't pinpoint it. Maybe the story wasn't quite as strong as the New Order, so yeah, I'm gonna put this as a maybe. If you're an FPS fan, especially story-based, it's probably worth it to you. Otherwise, you'll probably just pass on it. Alright, game that came out earlier this year, and honestly, let's talk about it last, actually. Because if I were to say there's a game of the year, that would be it. Fallout 4. Really liked it. Really enjoying it. Enjoying it so much that I decided I'm going to go ahead and try to platinum this sucker. Which is a pain in the ass. Especially that one where you have to get one of your large settlements to 100% happiness. Fuck that shit. That's a pain in the ass. Anyway. Lots of fun. I think the story, especially the different factions, storytelling is better than Fallout 3. As far as gameplay, it's not entirely that much better than Fallout 3. Um, I mean, VATS doesn't know. Can't talk. It no longer pauses the battle. It just really slows it down a lot. Um, if you just want to hip fire, shoot from the gun, and not use VATS, it's a lot better than 3. The environment, it's definitely a prettier game. There's a lot more colors. The map's pretty big. Um, I don't, I don't know. Personally, I felt like there wasn't quite as many side quests as there was in the previous Fallout games, or the Elder Scrolls for that matter. Yeah. The way they did with power armor is a little different. I really didn't care for it. I didn't rock the power armor in any other games, so I really didn't care to in this one. I only did when I had to, when I really needed to avoid radiation damage, or if I felt like I was going to fight something huge like a behemoth or something like that. But I really didn't care for the power armor. The whole perk system and there being no level cap kind of felt like the no level cap seemed to me like it kind of took away some of the replayability. Because in Fallout 3 you really had to specialize your character because you only got so many points to put into your perks. And this one, although it would take a long time, you can get every single perk in this game. But all in all, this is a must-play. Fantastic follow-up in the Fallout series. Really enjoyed it. Alright, lastly, and if I were to pick a game of the year, this would definitely be it. I put a lot of time into it, had a lot of fun, big surprise. Probably not to you all. Bloodborne. Fucking loved it. Loved it. I played a lot of it solo. I even played a lot of it with some of my buddies. I mean, it was a good option, and an easier option, mind you, to connect with some friends to play through some levels with each other, you know? I thought that was better what From Software did with this. You know, I liked the fact that I can do a closed party, or, you know, have a password. Give my password to my buddies. We join each other's games, help each other out. Or, you know, if we just didn't care to, you know, you just play by yourself, up the difficulty a little bit. But the environments, the whole Gothic, Victorian themes, I loved it. A lot of fun. I liked how this was fast and actiony. I liked parrying and dodging as opposed to blocking. To me, this is the best game in the Souls series, period. Even though it's not technically a Souls game, but you know what I mean. It falls in that genre. So, I have not played the Old Hunters yet, and that's mostly due to that and something else I'm going to talk about here in a sec. So, Bloodborne, if I were to pick a game of the year, this would be it, and I definitely will say this is a must-play. Although I can caveat that these Souls games are not for everybody, because sometimes they just piss people off, because it is a bit higher difficulty for, let's say, you know, games nowadays. So, could be frustrating for some, but I think it's really rewarding. So, there we have it. Shit pile only consists of one game, really. Conception 2. Maybe pile. Xenoblade Chronicles, 3D, Yokai Watch, The Old Blood, and the must-play is Bloodborne, Fallout, and a bunch of 3DS, Stellar Glow, Digital Devil, Survivor 2, Record Breaker, and Persona Q. Not a ton of games I played this year, but a lot of quality shit. So, I also wanted to mention that the new small 3DS is awesome. I love it. It's smaller, fits in my pocket, better than the big one. I like the interchangeable faceplates because look at this shit. I got some Fire Emblem Fates covers on here, and they look amazing. And I like that it's white too. So I wanted to mention this. It's great. And a game that came out this year that I have yet to get to, but I'm really looking forward to it, and I probably expect it to be on next year's list, is Xenoblade Chronicles X. I have not started this because I really want to finish Fallout and Stellar Glow before I dive into this huge time sink, I'm sure. So, there we have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed seeing my games that I played this year, my top game, Bloodborne, and all the other stuff, and how I suggest they rank. So, thanks for watching.